What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Dan Drives, and in today's episode, based on the title and thumbnail, you guys know that right behind me we have a 454 big block Chevy that we're going to be tearing into, and we're going to be doing a full rebuild on this as long as it's not too costly. So what we're going to do is we're going to be tearing down this engine. It's ultimately going to be going into this Mustang, and if you guys look over here in the corner, this right here is a 4.6 liter 2 valve out of a New Edge GT. And we were going to be going that route and putting it in, but you guys know that, I'm going to Ohio Technical College right here in Cleveland. And the expenses of that and the expenses of gas traveling up there, not really on the biggest stack of cash right now. So this is definitely going to be a budget build, and we're going to be tearing down this 454, and we can make a lot more power a lot cheaper with this Chevy engine. I know, guys, it's a Chevy going into a Ford and it hurts a little bit, but we're going to be making some power. And ultimately, if this channel starts taking off and we start making a lot of money, since now we're monetized, so if you guys do want to support, watch the ads when they pop up, and I'd really appreciate it. But in the back there, that 4.6 2 valve we are still keeping, and hopefully we can get plans of still doing a sick build on that while we're running this car. But the goal is we're trying to get this car on the track as soon as we possibly can, so that we can start making content of racing, so that we can make a lot of power cheap, reliably, and we're gonna have some fun. So we're ditching the fuel injection idea. We're gonna go carbureted just because it's so much cheaper. And I haven't tore into this engine yet, and you guys haven't really seen it yet. It's in a relatively rough shape. It's been out of a car for a while now. If you guys are excited for this New Edge Mustang that these big beefy Hoosiers are going to be on, and it's going to be a sick drag car, guys, and we're going to be going every single week, as well as Little Red. If you guys have been watching Little Red, you guys might be scared because Little Red's not here, but she's actually sitting right there, if you guys can see her. But Little Red's just outside. She's running awesome. I took her on a test drive the other night, running great. And you guys will be seeing a video. The second Wednesday night opens up for the street cars. I'm going to take Little Red out, and we're going to do a streetcar gamblers race, get some tests and tunes in. We're going to be doing that with Rexy too. So if you guys are interested in any of that, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel so that you guys do not miss out, and make sure you guys follow my official Instagram page, because I do upload some behind the scenes posts on the Instagram before I upload the videos on YouTube. And also, guys, turn on post notifications so that you guys do not miss out, because I am still a small channel, so I'm not hitting any trending pages. But just so that you guys don't miss out on everything that's going on here, make sure you guys turn on post notifications as well. But yeah, guys, that's basically what this video is going to be about. So let's cue the intro. Alrighty, guys, so we are going to get right to the action. As you guys can see, this is a 454 Chevy big block, missing a valve cover, but if you guys look over here, we do have two fresher looking valve covers for this that we're obviously going to paint, and we're going to be painting the rest of the block, cleaning all of this stuff up, and we're going to be just tearing into this engine and seeing what we are going to need to replace, because we're definitely going to have to replace a good bit on this. The carburetor, I know that the linkage is screwed up. Like I mentioned, it's been out of a car for a while. It's been picked up, dropped down. The oil pan, if you guys look over here, is all dented up underneath. So we are going to be getting new headers. We're going to go with shorties because we're going to have to try to squeeze this into a New Edge Mustang. But anyway, guys, I guess first thing, we'll just kind of go from top to bottom here. So we'll pull off this carburetor and see a little bit more of what we are working with. There's our carburetor off. Throw this in the scrap pile. Spacer here that we can take off next. There we go. Pop that bad boy off. Okay, I guess we'll grab a 9/16 and we'll take off our bolt to our distributor. Okay. There we go. Pull the distributor out, and definitely gonna need a new one of those. Hopefully something a little fancier too. Looks like we have some rust on the cam. I can see a couple of the lobes. I don't know if you guys can see down in there, but looks like there's some leaves and stuff down in here. Might be something that we can just polish up though. We'll know in a minute. Damn, that's rounding off. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm gonna end up snapping something. She doesn't want to move. There we go, flip her over. Wow guys, this actually looks really clean down here. And yeah, like I was saying, we got a lot of leaves and stuff down in here. That's all down on the cam too. Now we'll go ahead and pull this valve cover off. This pulley already is loose, so set the pulley down. We can go ahead and pull our ancient belt off of here, and there we go, hang it up for a souvenir. Yeah, we'll go ahead and loosen this, loosen these two, get our power steering pump out of the way, then we'll be able to get the water pump. Turn over our engine. There. Our crank and cam do spin. Our 5/8. Yep, just like that. Alright, old power steering pump out of the way. Not gonna need that where we're going. Yes, sir. Alright. Water pump is off. Ooh, yeah, look at that, guys. There's a bent one for sure. These ones still look relatively okay, but better be safe than sorry. Probably just gonna get a new set, but wow. We'll Keep this as a souvenir too, actually. We're gonna be pulling the heads off, we're gonna pull the oil pan off, and we are gonna get this crank pulley off. We have to. So, drastic times call for drastic measures. I have a little surprise here, and this should take care of our seized up crank pulley bolt. There we go. So I got the acetylene torch here, and it'll definitely reach, which is awesome. We don't even have to drop the tanks out of the truck. And with this, we're going to be able to heat that bolt up. Hopefully it doesn't tear the threads up for our pulley, but I feel like because we're having issues pulling it out, the threads might already be fucked up. So hopefully that's not the case, but we're going to find out either way. It's got to come off for us to get the timing cover off and get our camshaft out and finish this teardown. So. Alright guys, that is bright, wow. Alright, let's heat this bitch up. Oh yeah, let's go, dude. Alright. One cylinder head off, and wow, this is some nasty shit, guys. I actually still think I see a little bit of crosshatch on the cylinder wall. That is interesting. I do see a lot of rust. Obviously, definitely is gonna need honed out. Pistons don't look beat up. Very, very, very dirty. You just see a very old engine that has been out in the elements for a while. So that's one way to get all that shit out. So we're gonna go ahead and we got to take our engine mount off. Okay, well, broke the bolt, but that's one way to get it out. We're gonna snap another. God damn, there's another. So our exhaust manifold that's gonna be replaced. We'll get this oil filter off real quick here. Oh, very easy actually. It's already broken loose. There we go. Inside there looks pretty good. I don't see any buildup, so I do think it was healthy and running, which is a plus. It did spin over, you know. We were taking the crank pulley off, we were actually turning it over, so. Just a quick disclaimer, guys. I am not an expert. And I'm just a student that is learning here, and I want to build some cool stuff. And I want to tear down some cool stuff and gain some experience, and that's what we're doing, and you guys get to witness it and experience it with me along the way. Oh no. Alright, we got our two cylinder heads off, and let's see, guys, same in here. I do believe that's still our crosshatch. It's consistent in all the cylinders here. This one seems like it got a little extra water in it. Possibly the intake valve was open on this cylinder, and I'm guessing, you know, with it sitting outside in the rain and everything, we're gonna go ahead and pull our lifters out here. Oh yeah. Alright guys, so we ran over to Summit Racing, which is conveniently located relatively close to where I live, and we picked up our dampener puller. Here we go. Skip the instructions, pop open. So this is not only just a puller, but it's also an installer, so that's going to be a huge help. We're going to be able to put the new one back on with the same tool. We'll bring this over here and hook this up and get our dampener pulled off. Then we'll be able to get to that timing cover and work on getting our cam out, and then we're going to move to the internals. Kids, do not do this at home. OSHA would not approve. So first bearing here, a little bit of wear. Looks like we have a little bit of just some fragments embedded here. Nothing major, it doesn't look like. I mean, we're definitely getting new bearings, obviously. Okay. All right. Here's our number one piston. Let me get another towel here. Just a couple abrasions on the skirt here. Doesn't look like it made any severe contact with anything. Our rings still slide around here. Cylinder walls still do have cross hatching on them, so it doesn't look like this was ran for too long. That is piston number one out. So after that little examination, we'll just move on to the rest here. Do a little time lapse for you guys, and I'll give you an update once everything's pulled out. There's some in play. There we go. So if you guys take a look over here, we're filming on the iPhone now because the G7X died, but here is our block, and as you guys can see, the mains look pretty good. Doesn't look like there's been any excessive wear at all. Nothing insane. We're going to be getting all new mains. We're going to have the blocks sent out tomorrow to the engine shop, and they're going to be doing a chemical bath so they can clean all this gunk off, all the old paint. And then we're going to be getting new freeze plugs in, as well as new cam bearings. Cylinder walls still actually have some cross hatching to them. They are dirty, as you guys can see, the rust and stuff in there. But we are going to be getting this honed out, as well as having the deck resurfaced. And if you guys take a look here, these do look like some aftermarket pistons with how clean they are. They look like they're aluminum. They're actually really lightweight. And if you guys take a look on the front here, as you guys see the 30 right there. So after seeing this 30 on the top of the piston, that's an indication that these pistons are 30 over what stock would be on this 454, which stock would be a 4.25 inch bore. And as you guys can see right here, we are at 4.280 after measuring our pistons here. So this 454, quote unquote, is not a 454. It is actually a 460. And that just means we're going to make some more power out of it. But we're going to move over to the other culprit, which are the heads. Took these up to my school, Ohio Technical College. Flow tested these. We put them on the flow bench. And at 550 lift, these only flowed 230 CFM and just died off from there. So stock lift on these 454s are, on the intake side, a 444 thousandths lift. So it didn't even get to that full 5,500 where we were seeing max flow through these heads, and that was only putting us at 230 CFM. So just to give you guys a little look inside of exactly what I plan on doing with this car is I'm looking to make around 500 horsepower, trying to get this car in the 10s. If I can get it in the 10s, that's what we're shooting for. Even a 1099, that's what we're looking at. I'll get a little bit more in depth about the prep work that I'm gonna have to do to the car to have it meet spec and pass tech and all that stuff for the class that I'll be running in. But we're shooting for 10 seconds. We're shooting for 500 horsepower. So I did some calculations on this, and I've been doing a bunch of math stuff, and I've been learning a bunch at Ohio Technical College. So I'm going to give them a huge shout out. Before you guys go roast me in the comments about, you know, me tearing all this stuff down, maybe you guys do it a different way. The seasoned people, I'm sure, would have easier ways of doing this, but this is my first time ever tackling anything this dramatic. So I appreciate your patience. Just know, guys, I'm a rookie, and I'm not claiming to be an expert at this whatsoever. I'm a complete noob at this. But I've learned some stuff at OTC, and this is going to be my little playground to practice in. So I've been looking online, and we're trying to keep this at least a little bit on a budget because I'm still a student. Budget is definitely a big thing. Driving back to Cleveland, gas prices every day, it's going kind of crazy money-wise. So we're going to be limited financially on what we can do with this, and hopefully we can get the car to the track by the end of the season. I don't know fully if we're going to be able to, but either way, we're going to be building this car so you guys will be able to follow along. And even if, like, in the winter it gets finished, we'll take a trip down south and just run it at a track down there just to get it on the track, guys. But what we're going to be doing is looking into a new set of heads after doing some calculations for us to run a 10.5 second pass, which will put us right into that ballpark of where we're trying to run on a car that is relatively going to be like 3,000 pounds, I would say. Just an estimate, might not be accurate. We would have to make 512 horsepower to the wheels to be able to run a 1050 in a 3,000 pound car, roughly. So in order for us to do that on a 454, at least, these were what my calculations were, because I thought I was going to be doing this on a 454, but we're going to have to recalculate this for a 460. But with those heads, we would have to flow approximately 260 CFM through the heads to be able to achieve our goal of the 512 horsepower, or just above 500 horsepower to be able to do that. Even with a port job, it doesn't seem like those heads are even going to hit 250. Even if we went to a 550 lift, we're probably not going to hit 250 CFM out of those heads. And by the time we put all the money and effort into those heads, and if you guys haven't picked up these heads, they are heavy as hell, guys. Like, seriously. If we got a set of aluminum heads, literally a pair of aluminum heads would weigh probably still maybe even a little less than what that one head would weigh. So we're going to do some weight reduction. We're going to look into a top-end kit, hopefully get a different manifold also so that we can get some airflow up in this engine. While we have the engine tore down, we're going to be looking into getting a cam for it. So not too sure what the specs are on that cam, but if we could, you know, do something a little bit more lift, We're still going to keep a tight LSA, definitely try to force some air into this engine. We're going to have to go with a little bit bigger of a carb based on the calculations that I made. This is a 650 CFM, so we're definitely going to have to up the carb size, get some more airflow in there. And I also plan on running E85 on the car, so with E85 being a alcohol-based fuel, we're going to be able to put a little bit more spark to it and technically make a little bit more power with that. So once we get all the parts in for this engine, once we get the engine back from the engine shop, I will sit down, make a video doing a whole unboxing of the build, and after that, we'll go ahead and assemble everything and move on to the transmission from there. In the meantime, we're still going to be ordering parts for the actual car. So once again, guys, if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so that you guys don't miss out on any future content. It's been Dan, guys. I'll see you in the next video.